Legion, by the way, cool new league.
Yeah.
It's neat. Yeah.
It's kind of slightly okay.
It's neat. Wow. That's all you have to say?
What have you had to say, Nugi?
It is awesome.
What are your feelings on the matter?
It's great. Monsters fight back. We can decide what we want to fight them. There's like this chase to get them all out. Good rewards. It's just good. It's just awesome. It's just fun all around. There's no oh, I need to tap out and check my list of 80 billion things on my Switch.
let me look at my grocery list before we do the mechanic.
So it's just nice.
What are your thoughts on incubators, though? Because I remember you were very tepid about them going into the league.
The way they advertise them is not really what they are. I mean, I thought they were going to be like this cool way, because I think I remember them being like, oh, this is a cool way you can decide what you get, kind of thing, right? Which it isn't at all. It's like a different way to get a drop.
It's a different kind of gamble.
Yeah, which it's fun. I actually like them. They don't clutter your inventory, which is great. There's just enough of them so that they got that right. And yeah, I like them because they're not trying to do what I thought they wanted them to do. So that's good. You aren't target farming anything. And have any of you ever bought one?
No.
You're not gonna buy these.
The time lost incubators, they're basically a gamble for Headhunter. You know, and we're talking about trade
That's
software.
true. Yeah,
and often items that are a gamble for Headhunter are not really worth using yourself because they're overpriced in the market because people really want to gamble.
That's true.
You know, if you're turning in the Nemesis div card.
So it's like an ancient orb, essentially, what you're saying.
Yes, it's similar to that. So they sell for like 30 to 40 chaos, and the handful of them that I've run have given me 2 Troll Timber Spires and a Tatalia sign. So I'd rather just sell them for 35.
Do you want to hear something depressing? Day 1, someone in my private league got a Headhunter from it.
I mean, that's why people want to buy them for 35 because they hear those stories and they're like, oh man, I might get one.
Would this have been with the incubators? How would it have felt if it was just a drop immediately from the guy you saw, right? So you chased the icon and you knew that whenever you killed the icon, there was a chance. I mean, what actually changes in that scenario?
I think I prefer that it's the incubator, and especially since they are as rare as they are. Even though in the scheme of things it's all fairly meaningless, it does feel special. And it's kind of like, oh, I got one of these, and you put it on, and now that they've got the level up bar, I think it just adds a level of excitement that's just kind of similar to just corrupting and empower. You're like, oh, I can't wait to do that when that happens.
Yeah.
I mean, look no further than something like clicker games to see that people just like to see a bar go up. And
that's true.
This is a fairly harmless way to add more bars that go up to the game, I guess. It also allows them to.
That it had a lightning beam or a fucking animation though. You know when it pops.
It would be nice, yes.
You know in WoW when you level up, you get the golden ding. I wish we had a ding. You know. Speaking about the actual Legion mechanic itself, what do we think? And I'm really curious to hear what Raiz and Nugi have to say about this. Since I've swapped to softcore, I actually really enjoy how overly rippy the content is early on, because it's kind of it's racy and yay, but I didn't lose my character. How do you guys feel about the trend we've had the last few leagues where it's just so ridiculously overtuned off the bat?
I just straight up like it. I think there's a bit of a, with everything, there's a bit of a balance issue, right? The dual strike thing did it was crazy damage. It's the one thing that the one shot says. I got hit for. I did a little bit of calculation afterwards, with my fortify, the armor, everything. It hit me for anywhere between an unmitigated hit for 10 to 12,000. It's like a shaper slam in a map.
What tier were you at?
It was tier 11. So I mean, I think that the kind of shift, giving them more just powerful attacks that hit us again, is a good thing.
Yeah.
Because we've kind of gotten into this just stack enough avoidance and then you will never die.
Yeah.
And I was so that's good.
The red cloud.
The cloud of death was bullshit because it was off screen and it spawned under your feet and it ticked really fast.
So it seems like it ticks before the animation as well.
Yes, it does. Yes. That's how I died on one of my characters.
It's really difficult to read where it's going as well, because it does seem to move slightly, sort of like the Arctic breath creep Especially on league
Fine with
start.
it.
First impressions were really important for this league.
Well, yeah. What about how's your guys' overall morale with like all the problems? Have you guys been running into problems with skills?
Skills?
Yeah,
A
like
lot of
everything
quite a
altogether.
few skills have had
Okay.
weird bugs. I've had my sleep schedule is fucked, and I've had this thing the last few nights where I wake up, ask Twitter like, "Hey guys, I just woke up. Is Reddit like how fucked?" I'm like, "No, go back to sleep." Talk about, all right, cheers. I went back to bed. That's felt really bad. Where it's kind of like, I'm like, yeah, I can't imagine if I was someone who was like working in the States and I've like just finished a shift. I'm like so hyped to come home and start playing. It's like, oh, the servers are fucked. I'm like, okay.
And then you log in after they finally released the fix, and like your leap slam doesn't work, or like your main ability cancels.
I was trying to record. I tried recording a YouTube video when the servers were fucky, and I was like canceling my abilities. Like, oh shit, this is bad. Like, I was like,
It's problematic. I've been lucky enough that I've been able to pretty much dodge them all. Like lightning trap has not had any problems, and trapping in general doesn't seem to have had many problems. I just occasionally double dash with flame dash. But yeah, this has been one of the buggier leagues as far as that goes, and I think it's being unlike. Okay, so we can directly compare to Synthesis again. Synthesis was fairly buggy as well, and that was bogging down a pretty poor league start, and it got really bad reception. And you can just see the night and day difference between like a league that a mechanic that people like with a lot of bugs as opposed to a mechanic that people absolutely despise with a lot of bugs. And
it kind of really depends what you land on, though, in terms of ability. You know, if you're like somebody who's been trying to multi-strike for the last week, like you're probably bitching pretty hard. But then if you're just playing Cyclone or Essence Drain, you know, you had those couple hours where Leap Slam and Essence Drain was canceling and all this sort of stuff. But like, you just didn't land on that. You're really not gonna feel it, you know.
I do think one of the reasons that people aren't really upset about the bugs that are going on is that they don't feel like they're getting robbed all the time. Like apart from like losing a character on hardcore, or that aside, you don't feel like the mechanic is robbing you or anything. That's what happened in Synthesis all the time. You felt like the mechanic stole something from you. Now it's like, oh, the skill just kind of sucks. It doesn't work. I can just change it. So it's like you have all the options. Just okay, fuck this shit. I'll do something else, and I'll still get all the rewards.
yeah, I'll just load another map. It's not I've lost my 11 runs that I've set up for this thing.
No,
you know?
yeah.
We didn't really talk about it that much. How do we feel about? And Nuki touched it a little bit. The fact that you just play the game. There's not this talk to an NPC, teleport to some random zone.
It's awesome.
Oh my god! Even today, I was like, I was doing some like low map, like a T5 with my new guy. And I was looking at Syndicate, trying to figure out what I'm doing, and then I started dropping HP. It was one of those balls flying in while my screen is covered with the Syndicate stuff, and dropping the mobs on top of me. It like wasn't anywhere near like on my screen. Everything was clear. I just tab out, and there's Shaper mobs just wailing on me. I'm like, Jesus Christ! I can't imagine if it would be something like that again. It's like Incursion and Syndicate is enough. So I really appreciate not having to deal with something like that.
Yeah, I think they were successful in making hits can't be evaded a good amount less relevant in the modern day. You know, I see a lot of people skipping it as a prefix on their weapons when multi-modding and stuff now because it's just you can get the accuracy. Like it's still an option. It lets you maybe drop precision if you want to free that up or drop a couple nodes in the tree or something, but it's nowhere near as like cut and dried. This is absolutely insane. Best prefix, put that on kind of thing.
I mean, accuracy is. I feel like accuracy is in a good spot.
Yeah,
I think they did a really good job with it. I think it's great that we have a 100% chance to hit as well now. It's like,
oh yeah, that's the biggest part. Yeah.
Like, if you look at like just the whole like Legion and everything, if you look past the obvious troubles they had with like the release and the bugs and all that, like the ideas they had with like accuracy and just the general like changes to melee and how they would like it to work, I definitely see them going in the right direction here. So I'm really happy to see that.